Well, well, well. Look who decided to produce one more podcast episode after almost 4 years later. Yes, it's been a while and much has changed, but a lot has stayed the same. Now, you may be wondering, why am I doing an episode after all of these years? Well, that's a great question, guys. First, I believe that it is only right to officially wrap up things with the Mastering Marriage podcast. So wait, just stay with me. I know what you just heard. Just give me some time to get this out. Let me cook. I think it's right to officially wrap things up with the Mastering Marriage podcast. And we have had an incredible run for a few years. But towards the end, we could never pick up enough steam to stay consistent. And as a result, we overpromised and under-delivered with regards to the podcast. So, after about 1 million downloads later, this will be the last and final episode of the Mastering Marriage podcast. But wait, just give me some time. Again, I don't want you to panic. I don't want you to go and start thinking and coming up with narratives. Let me cook. Give me a second. Now, because I got some good news I want to share with y'all. I got some good news, okay? But before I get there, I just want to, let me be clear. Let me clear up any questions and any assumptions that may come as a byproduct of what I just said about myself and our podcast and Mandy, our marriage. No, we're not divorced. No, we're not separated. No, we're not sleeping in separate rooms, unhappy with each other. We are actually very happily married and loving life with our almost 6-year-old beautiful daughter. Yes, I know. The last time we did episode 65, she was 2. Now she's about to turn 6, y'all. I know. Time is flying. And our business is still thriving. And over the last 4 years, our coaching program for standards has occupied the bulk of our time. I mean, like, we've been in the trenches. Now, as a result, things have moved, time, opportunity, the information that I was wanting to share on the podcast, I had to reallocate some things. And as a result, I wasn't able to really truly commit like I said and like I should have. And that's not excellence. So, things have shifted. We were busy. Actually, a lot of stuff has shifted. You guys would be happy to know and be proud of me by hearing this next thing, that after almost 19 years in the field, I am finally almost done obtaining my doctorate degree. Yes. In 2024? About to be 2024? Yes, 2024. So in 2025, I will officially be Dr. David Taylor. Yes, it's going down. Listen, guys, I've been sharpening my saw. I mean, this thing is sharp. I'm telling you. My private practice is also growing, and I'm homeschooling my daughter. So I'm really in a position where we've been able to work from home and help cultivate an environment that's conducive for growth and learning. So we've been extremely busy. But that is not an excuse for not following up on our commitment. I'll say my commitment, because I ain't throwing Mandy under the bus, because this was really my commitment that we put forth in episode 65 to do better, to be more consistent. So, because of that, I have decided to get back in the podcasting space. Yes, your boy is back. And after almost 4 years of radio silence, the time has come for me to get back in the booth. And there's an urgency now, guys. And I don't know if you guys even feel it in your own lives, in your own businesses or jobs, or the things that you're providing and contributing to society, but there's an urgency. And every so often, right? Especially whenever I come across a new client or someone that has read one of my books or one of Mandy's books, or husbands. I'm working with a lot of husbands, and I usually hear they wait a while and then they bring it up. And I'm like, shoot, yeah, you're right. Thanks for holding me accountable. And this is a God thing, guys. I really feel the urgency and the timing is right. And God has been just like kicking me and pushing me and prodding me to get this information out because I have so much to share about marriage. So after almost 4 years of radio silence, it's time. So with that being said, although this is the last episode of the Mastering Marriage podcast, you can now hear me on my brand new podcast. Here it is, guys. Here's the title, The Marriage Counselor's Corner. That's right. I'm moving from Mastering Marriage. It's still under the Mastering Marriage brand, by the way, guys, but we're shifting and I'm moving to the Marriage Counselor's Corner. So now you guys can come to my office and sit with me on my couch like so many people do. Now all y'all can hang out with me on the couch. So yes, this podcast is new, it's personal, and it's for you guys. And it's a personal project of mine. So like I said, Mandy and I won't be co-hosting this podcast together. But don't worry, she ain't gone nowhere, y'all. Again, we still together. We're still happy. I love my boo. That's my boo, right? But she just won't be co-hosting with me because after all, this is the Marriage Counselor's Corner. Just like Mandy doesn't come to my office and work with my counseling clients with me, this is about that space. So she will be providing some exclusive content on this show every now and again. So even though she won't be on every episode, she'll be here. And you can also hear her in the intro and the outro, which I'm very proud about because Mandy has like a great voice. So you can hear her on the intro and the outro of the brand new podcast. Now, this is a very short episode, but before I conclude, I do want to give you a little bit, just a tidbit of what the Marriage Counselor's Corner podcast is all about. And by the way, guys, in a minute, I'll share with you how to check it out. I want you guys to check it out. Go listen to the episode, the first episode. Actually, the first 2 episodes are already out. Now, this podcast, the Marriage Counselor's Corner podcast, I want you to see this podcast as a master class in marriage, where you will get real, credible, tangible, researched, and unbiased information from a real marriage counselor. And I love to teach, especially on topics pertaining to marriage. So you will get information that you can literally apply to your marriage that day, as soon as you hear it, okay? I will have action items. Just all I ask you to do is come prepared. Like I ask my clients, come to the office and bring you something to write with and something to write on, because I want to make sure you take tools with you. Now, I'm not going to be like many of the talking heads of this day and era. Many people who are providing content in the relationship space. And by the way, I'm not hating on them. Do your thing. Do what you got to do. But rest assured that the information provided in my new podcast is vetted, researched, tried, and tested. I'm reading, I'm writing, I'm researching, I'm studying, I'm learning, I'm experimenting, I'm in the field, I'm in the trenches, I'm working with the worst case scenario. So I'm making sure that I'm accumulating as much as I can so that I can give to you guys, so that I can serve you guys better. And if you've liked the Mastering Marriage podcast, you're going to definitely like the Marriage Counselor's Corner podcast, because the information is going to be very similar in terms of my approach, right? It's going to be very informative and educational. I'll also be doing Q&As, getting questions from you guys and answering those live, right? Because I get a lot of questions. So I want you guys to be prepared for that. It's going to be a lot of stuff. And so if you're looking for a resource for your marriage, especially moving into this new year, and you're needing something for marital enrichment, which every couple should have, if you're looking for that, this podcast is yours. This is something that you can definitely utilize. So this is not a goodbye. See, y'all thought it was going to be a goodbye. Actually, it is more like a, hey, we just moved and here's our new address episode. We're just giving you a new address. And I have already pre-recorded many of our new episodes, or many of the new episodes to the Marriage Counselor's Corner podcast. And so because of that, I'm not going to run into the same issue that I had with this podcast, where I was trying to stay up to date with episodes and also do all the other things that I have going on. No, I'm being proactive this year, this time, this particular podcast opportunity and I'm looking at it as an opportunity. So I'm being proactive, right? And I'm counting on you guys to go on this journey with me. But I got a lot of stuff for y'all. I'm ready. My tool bag is thick, it's heavy. So I want you guys to come alongside this journey. And speaking of coming alongside this journey, here is how you can check out my brand new podcast. As a matter of fact, you can check out episodes 1 and 2 because they are out now. All you have to do is, a few things. You can either go to marriagecounselorscorner.com. So marriagecounselorscorner.com. Or you can search for it in iTunes or Spotify or wherever you are subscribing to this actual podcast, the Mastering Marriage podcast. Wherever you subscribe there, you'll be able to find the Marriage Counselors Corner podcast there. So just search the Marriage Counselors Corner, Marriage Counselors Corner podcast. So search Marriage Counselors Corner podcast and subscribe. And then once you get a taste for the first few episodes, leave me a rating and a review and share this. Listen, my initial goal was to impact 1 million marriages. Well, we've done that already. We surpassed that. Now we went up a notch, a huge notch, 100 million marriages. That's my mandate now. And so I need you guys to help share this, comment, rate, review. Let's boost this up so that it gets higher in the ratings so that people see this more. Anyway, let me wrap up here and say, if you hurry, you can access the first 2 episodes before it is officially launched. The official launch date should be tomorrow. If you're listening to this on January the 1st of 2024, the official launch date is Tuesday, January 2nd of 2024. And from there on, it'll come out, I believe, I think I said every Monday, a new episode is going to drop. So I'll wrap up by saying this. I appreciate all of our loyal listeners. And I can't wait to start this new journey with you. It's new, but it's familiar because we didn't been here before. And I can't wait to start with you guys. So I'm looking forward to meeting you guys over on the couch at the Marriage Counselors Corner podcast. I can't wait to interact with you guys there because I know many of you will probably submit questions and things like that, and I'll be able to play them live on air. So I'm looking forward to this journey. I'm looking forward to this opportunity, and I can't wait. So head on over to marriagecounselorscorner.com or just search for Marriage Counselors Corner in your iTunes or Spotify or wherever you download your podcast at, and I'm going to see y'all there. All right, until next time, be safe, guys. Stay out of trouble, and I'll see you on the couch. Deuces.